Welcome to Visa Everywhere Initiative 2022 Special Edition, celebrating Pride Month. Welcome to Visa Everywhere Initiative 2022 Special Edition, celebrating Pride Month. Welcome to Visa Everywhere Initiative 2022 Special Edition, celebrating Pride Month. Today's participants represent the top LGBTQ+ founded startups recruited in the United States that will compete to win $20,000 in total prizes. To select the winners, we have a robust panel of judges representing the startup community and Visa. It's time to kick off Visa Everywhere Initiative LGBTQ+ Special Edition. Here's your host, Andrew Ianni, founder and general manager, CDX Summits, events and media platform focused on digital business transformation and innovation.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Andrew Ianni, and I'll be your host for this very special edition of the Visa Everywhere Initiative LGBTQ+ 2022, celebrating Pride Month. Happy Pride, everybody. We're excited to have you here today, and Visa has selected a very impressive cohort of startups and fintechs, all doing great work here in the United States. These companies are poised to change the world of payments, solve the challenges of tomorrow, and uplift and support underrepresented communities. Now I'd like to introduce our esteemed judges. Edward Galvin, Vice President, Head of B2B Commercial Sales for Visa Business Solutions North America. Alex Talati, Investment Lead from Visa Ventures. Brittany Decker, Senior Account Executive, Head of BIN Sponsorship on the Digital Partnerships team for Visa North America. Rob Curtis, CEO and co-founder Daylight. Pocket Sun, co-founder and managing partner SoGal Ventures. And Tiffany Johnson, Head of Product for Railsbank North America. We're really excited for all these great judges to join us today. And let's definitely get to the finalists here, introducing Daniel Beck of 401go, Evelyn Kanakis of Moxley, Natalia Makova of Reno, Fabian Lemeson of Bunny Money, Rachel Knep of Mosaic. A big round of applause for all of our judges and all of our finalists. So how will today work? Each of our 5 finalists will have 4 minutes to pitch, followed by 4 minutes of Q&A with our judges. The startups will be judged on the following 5 points: solution and pitch presentation, Visa partnership opportunities, desirability and uniqueness, feasibility of that product and solution, and does that product or solution uplift minority communities? Once all the startups have pitched, the judges will deliberate and select the winner, who will receive $10,000. But one of these companies will also win $10,000 based on your vote. We have an audience favorite category. So once all 5 startups have pitched, a link and a QR code to the voting page will appear on your screen, along with instructions on how to vote. You only have 2 minutes, so please be ready. While the judges are deliberating later in the show, Visa will host a very special guest, Delaware Senator Sarah McBride. Senator McBride was raised in Wilmington and has represented the 1st State Senate District of Delaware since 2020. She is the first openly transgender state senator in the country, making her the highest ranking transgender elected official in United States history. Make sure to stay tuned to hear everything Senator McBride has to say. Now let's get to the pitches. All right, first up, let's welcome Daniel Beck of 401go, offering fully automated low-cost retirement benefits for small businesses.
Hi, my name is Dan Beck. I'm a co-founder and the CEO of 401go. And this is a snapshot of my ideal retirement. I'm fairly certain most everyone has their ideal vision of retirement too. But unfortunately, the vast majority of hardworking Americans won't make it, as they have less than $10,000 saved and will be forced to settle for something less. Now, with a well-designed 401k plan, one with auto-enrollment, employees are 15 times more likely to save for retirement. Essentially, we help them save it before they have a chance to spend it. Now that's good. However, over 40 million Americans working for small businesses don't have access to a 401k plan. One such company was Blackhawk Express. On the right in this photo is Naisha Hawkins. She's the owner of this trucking company with about 40 employees based in Dallas, Texas. Now, she, like most small business owners, sees their employees more like family, and she wanted to be sure her family was preparing for retirement. Like 85% of small businesses, they didn't have a 401k. When we first spoke, Naisha was very hesitant because her CPA told her how complex and costly a 401k is. She was told they're usually reserved for larger organizations with a dedicated HR team. Additionally, she expected that only 4 to 5 of the office staff would participate in the 401k, which is quite typical for trucking companies. Ultimately, Naisha decided to move forward with 401go and selected guided onboarding, and with Kelly's help, had her plan up and running in less than 30 minutes at a cost of about 60% less than average. Even better though, because we make it easy for their employees to use, they ended up with over 30 employees participating. Now that's well above industry average. This highlights another problem, even for companies with a 401k. The participation rates of the lower quartile of both age and wage is only around 22%. Now these are the individuals that can benefit the most from a retirement plan. Now we have much better participation rates, especially with these marginalized groups of employees because of how easy we make it to use their 401k. We provide an all-digital platform with enticing investment options and guided tools and everything they need to help them get started. Unfortunately, a 401k is not enough though. Once we've ignited that desire to save, we want those employees to continue saving even after leaving a company with a 401k. Now, with Visa's help, we'll make even bigger improvements in both engagement and outcomes of working Americans. In the next few months, we're rolling out an IRA solution. We plan to pair those IRA accounts with a Visa-issued debit card and the Roundup program powered by the Visa Debit Payment Services APIs. Shortly after that, we'll have an HSA solution and we'll be issuing every participant a Visa debit card linked to their account. So far, we've helped over 700 small business owners empower their employees to do more than just have access to a 401k. We're igniting their desire to save and giving them the tools to a brighter financial future. In fact, about 8 months ago, I was on a customer support call and had the opportunity to help one of the Blackhawk Express employees use a portion of their 401k to purchase their very first home. Now, naturally, he was very excited, and he let me know he probably wouldn't have been able to save the money if it wasn't for his employer's help and for 401go. This is just one of hundreds of success stories that we've been a part of, but there are still millions of employees that need 401go, and we look forward to working with Visa to ensure everyone is included. Thank you.
Great pitch, Daniel. Let's get to some questions. Edward, any questions for Daniel on 401go?
Yeah, hi, Daniel. Great pitch and great product. I'm a big believer in the small business and big believer in savings. I guess one question I had, you go to market, there's a lot of small businesses out there. How do you plan on scaling sales operations to grow your business? Any thoughts around that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So our approach is twofold. We work directly with companies. So companies are coming and setting up plans directly with us. And there are a lot of regulatory tailwinds. So there's currently 14 states that have some form of regulation that requires small employers to offer a 401k. So we're benefiting from companies looking for this solution. But on top of that, we also have a partnered approach where we work with everything from financial advisors down to accountants and CPAs, because they're on the front lines of small businesses. And so this is a solution that they can use to provide a benefit and service to their clients.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Edward. Alex, any questions for Daniel?
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Great pitch. One question I had, kind of going off of Edward's question, was around the specific types of small business customers that you target. Is there a specific sector or location or geography where you're going out to sell the product?
It really, we span all industry verticals, and so we don't necessarily have concentration in any given area. One area where we're seeing a lot of growth is California. So it's in kind of the final stages of a rollout. So as of really, the end of June, any employer with more than 5 employees will be required to offer something. And so we are seeing a lot of adoption in that area. And there are several other states that are, kind of following that same, that same approach to the rollout of those regulations.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Alex. Brittany, what would you like to ask Daniel?
Hi, Daniel. Thanks for the pitch today. I'm curious if you can speak to more of the correlation between the small businesses offering or are not offering a 401k and the other products that you mentioned from an IRA and HSA. So in other words, is it safe to assume that if they don't have a 401k option for their employees, do they not also have those other options for them as well?
That's a good question. Really, our focus on having the IRA and the HSA is more for those employees that leave an employer that previously had a 401k through 401go. With voluntary turnover around 25 to 30%, someone's going to be with an employer for a few years and then they're going to leave. We want to make sure that those habits that we've helped them develop, saving and being financially well off, continue even if their next employer doesn't have a 401k. So that's where the IRA and the HSA come in. The advantage too is a lot of employers are using, especially smaller employers, health insurance plans that are HSA eligible. And so this is an additional benefit on top of the 401k, is that we can help power their HSA for those employees that are eligible.
Great. Rob, thanks for that question. Paka, what would you like to ask Daniel today?
Hi, Daniel. So how do you see 401go versus your competitors like Guideline? And what is the long-term monetization plan? Like, is 401k an entry point for additional financial products?
That's a really good question. Guideline is a great competitor. In terms of product, we're very similar. Our approach is a little bit more hands-on. First and foremost, we have a very strong partnered approach where some of our competitors don't. They tend to want to go directly to business, and that alienates a lot of the existing financial industry and these channels that help bring us to those small businesses. So us being very partner focused is critical to our success and a big differentiator. In terms of the additional products, it's not necessary. We're not looking at it from a monetization standpoint. We're really focused on those outcomes. And so while it doesn't have a significant impact on revenue or growth, it's something that we feel is our responsibility, is that once we develop those saving behaviors, we want them to continue. And so that's where the IRA and the HSA come in.
Thanks to all the judges. Great questions. Daniel, thanks to you as well for fielding those questions. On to the next one. All right, next up, let's welcome Evelyn Kanakis of Moxie, offering financial empowerment solutions for the new generation of all those freelancers out there.
Hi everyone, my name is Evelyn Kanakis. I'm the founder and CEO of Moxie, an app that empowers the financial lives of freelancers. There are over 60 million people freelancing, and that's 1 in 3 Americans, and this is expected to increase to half the population within the next few years. Yet many freelancers face a major risk to their livelihoods due to a fragmented experience in managing their finances. Having to use so many apps for critical tasks without any clear or consolidated insight, freelancers face immense anxiety and potential financial loss. So we decided to create one app that intuitively integrates Web 2 and Web 3 tools for the new generation of freelancers. Like a Swiss Army knife, Moxie provides everything in one consolidated, easy-to-use platform so that freelancers can spend less time worrying and be able to focus on successfully building and running their business. To demonstrate how Moxie can solve these challenges, I would like to introduce to you one of our users, Oracle. Oracle is a non-binary freelancer and artist and runs a multitude of creative gigs. A recent survey has discovered that over 60% of LGBTQ plus millennials, like Oracle, have multiple gigs to supplement their income. As a freelancer, Oracle is always out there seeking their next gigs to ensure a stable cash flow. The Moxie Marketplace allows them to source and manage new clients using Web3 technology to provide a trusted platform. Over 70% of freelancers have struggled to get paid for work, and one of the biggest reasons is that they just don't set up clear work agreements with clients. By using smart contract technology, our work agreements will protect both Oracle and their client, ensuring that the work and payment terms are clear, upfront, and paid for. A simple P2P payments experience with the necessary business tools allows Oracle to get paid easy and quickly. By using Moxie, Oracle and their clients can choose to transact via ACH, card, or even crypto. Maintaining financial wellness can be a very anxious experience. By using Moxie, Oracle can get on top of their finances effortlessly. At a glance, Oracle can get insights into each of their gigs and therefore be able to make better business decisions. For example, they may see that their modeling gig is making more revenue than their DJing and decide to focus more on that. With Moxie, even tax time becomes a non-terrifying experience. Moxie provides Oracle with the confidence they need to run their business without all the financial stress. Working together with Visa would be a huge benefit for freelancers and creators. It would provide us with leverage in our mission to help them with the financial solutions they so desperately need to succeed. Moxie makes its core revenue by charging transaction fees, and integrating Visa Direct and crypto APIs into our payment solution would greatly benefit freelancers into getting paid faster and seamlessly, which is so vital to their livelihood. Our main focus is to constantly improve our payments tools to provide an innovative and efficient user experience, and Visa Direct with crypto would be an ideal solution, in addition to helping us expand globally. We believe in community outreach to provide freelancers with crucial financial education and tools. By partnering with the Visa Creator Platform, an initiative for creators to accelerate their business, we can help creators manage their finances through Moxie so that they can worry less and focus on their creativity. Thank you for listening. We would be thrilled to work together with Visa to help innovate the payments industry and transform the lives of potentially 60 million freelancers out there.
Great pitch, Evelyn. Thanks so much. Brittany, do you have a question?
Hi, Evelyn. Thank you for the pitch. It was awesome. Hi, Evelyn. Thank you for the pitch. It was awesome. I am really interested to understand a little bit more about what you're hearing in terms of demand for cryptocurrency and these freelancers getting paid in that versus their local currency, for example.
Yeah, so the reason why we have merged Web 2 and Web 3 is firstly that the growing number of freelancers are actually doing work for Web 3. So, there's NFT artists, there's coders working in, in Web 3 projects. That's one reason why we decided to go into Web 3. And the second one is that the growing population would like to have the option of getting paid either fiat or crypto. So let's say I'm the freelancer and I want to get paid in crypto, but my client wants to get paid in fiat. So we would create that exchange that gives the flexibility for each of them to get paid however they want.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully by using the Visa crypto APIs would help us do that.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thanks, Brittany. Rob, any questions for Evelyn today?
Evelyn, I think you're playing in a really interesting space that is only going to grow from here. So I commend you for that. As a builder and a product owner and a CEO of a small fintech, the Swiss Army knife approach to building products is rarely a good idea. It's a lot of features to build. It's a lot of things to iterate upon, to establish go-to-markets for it, etc. And so I would wonder, as you start thinking about focus, what is the one simple pain point that you're solving for today that creates the most value for your customers?
It's basically the work agreements to getting paid, right? So as I was mentioning in my pitch, a lot of freelancers they just go on trust, right? And then they end up not getting paid. So that's one very huge pain point that we must focus on. And using smart contract technology keeps our costs down and makes everything more efficient. And then the next piece, of course, which is part of our beta launch, is payments. So the payments rail, it's almost like that effortlessly Venmo experience that, but with all the additional business tools that one needs. So when you're thinking about, you don't think about doing something financial, it's almost just like effortlessly. So that is the two pieces that we're working on, that seamless real-time payments, that I do something, I get paid immediately, and also being able to have that sense of, okay, I'm actually going to get paid because I have some legal standing, I have the agreement with the client. So client relationship and money, the two biggest issues that we're going to solve.
Got it. And just as a quick follow-up, I think actually the smart contract is really interesting on both sides of that marketplace, both the freelancers and the people that are hiring them. What do you think take-up of smart contracts is in that industry?
So you mean why we're using smart contracts?
No, specifically how ready everybody is for smart contracts. I'm a small business owner. I have a whole invoicing system for kind of lining up purchase orders and things like that. Like, how much of a change is this going to be for the people that are commissioning freelancers and consultants?
Well, it's more of a back end for us, because in the front end, from the user point of view, they won't even know. It's more like for them, they'll just see that really easy work agreements. But this is more of a process for us. So it makes things easier. It makes things cheaper. That's what we're using it mainly for.
Got it. Thank you.
I think we have time for one more. Pocket, what's your question today?
Hi, Evelyn. So my question is, as Rob was saying, there are other platforms doing this already. So besides working with something like the Visa Creator Program, what are the other ways you're planning to really have viral adoption?
So right now, as I said, apart from the partnerships that we've obtained, and one of them actually has become our investor and an art council. The other one is that we've just been going into a lot of events and tapping into a lot of the communities. And that also helps us get very in touch with our users, as I said, constantly being able to, make sure that our product is exactly what they need. And then also, of course, the online marketing as well.
That's great. Thanks, Evelyn, and thanks to all of our judges. All right, next up, let's welcome Natalia Mikova from Reno, which is bringing liquidity to commercial real estate.
Hi, my name is Natalia. I'm the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Reno, and we are democratizing commercial real estate. Commercial real estate is valued between $14 and $17 trillion in the US and around $280 trillion globally. This is a huge asset class, but it has a few problems. It's illiquid and inaccessible to an average person. It takes 4 months to complete a commercial real estate transaction. During this time, investors spend thousands of dollars on intermediaries and paperwork. The entry barriers are extremely high, with minimum investment amounts way larger than what retail investors can afford. If we can buy a fraction of Amazon stock or a fraction of Bitcoin, why can't we make a small investment in real estate? At Reno, our goal is to make commercial real estate available to everyone. By using blockchain technology, we reduce the investment time to 4 minutes, cut costs by replacing intermediaries, and allow investors to start with just $100. Let me walk you through an example. Jack is the current owner of a medical property in Florida that he's renting out. His goal is to sell some equity. First, we issue digital shares, called tokens, that represent equity in the building. The token name is Dixie, inspired by the property address. Once tokenized, Jack's property is listed on the marketplace, where users can make equity investments by purchasing Dixie tokens. For example, Maria invested $5,000. From now on, she will receive a small portion of the asset's net operating income. There are benefits for both parties. Jack can decide how much to sell. If he plans to keep 50% of his equity, he will simply list 3.5 million shares for sale instead of the entire 7 million. He can also diversify by purchasing other tokens listed on the marketplace. He can sell faster thanks to the instant settlement on blockchain and spend less money on intermediary fees. Users like Maria can decide how much to invest, whether it's $100 or $100,000. She can diversify by adding a stable asset to her portfolio. She will earn regular passive income from every property she invests in. Maria can trade tokens on secondary markets and even use them as loan collateral to borrow money. This feature is enabled by Reno's lending product. The marketplace was launched in September 2020. Since then, investors pledged over $11 million. Right now, we are planning to fully launch our lending product and add more deals to the marketplace. We're also looking for funding. A relationship with Visa would help us in so many ways. First, by using Visa Direct and Visa Crypto, we could enable fast and secure payments. An integration with Visa Direct could be used for both accepting payments from investors and sending them dividends. Currently, they can decide whether to pay in US dollars or cryptocurrency, and we hope to continue offering the alternative payment option with Visa Crypto. Second, a company with such great standing and history would help us boost the credibility of Reno and strengthen our relationship with potential partners. To Visa, we can offer access to a growing asset class. As I mentioned, there are trillions of dollars in commercial real estate, and the popularity of tokenized assets is constantly growing. Now is the great time to get involved. We can also provide an alternative investment option to Visa cardholders who are interested in real estate. They will be able to invest in just a few clicks and even tap into the value of their assets with Reno lending. If you'd like to get in touch and learn more about Reno, please visit our website or email me directly. Thank you so much for your attention.
Fantastic. Thanks, Natalia. Now on to the judges. I know you have some questions. Tiffany, why don't we start with you?
Thank you for the pitch. What an interesting space. I guess the first question that comes to mind is, can you talk to us a little bit about the level of due diligence that you do on the commercial properties? Is that manual or automated? And what kind of assurances do you give to the investors?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really important for us, first of all, to be compliant, and second of all, to make sure that our investors are protected. So we start with some basic checks like proving ownership, getting a property valuation, and for that we're using a third-party AI-powered tool. We also check income statements to make sure that the property is actually actively income producing, and we check that it has tenants, so the occupancy is really high and stable.
Alex, do you have a question for Natalia today?
I do. Natalia, great pitch. You know, as a consumer, I'd personally be excited to try something like this, and a great application of blockchain tech to solve a liquidity problem like this. But you know, I'd be curious to learn a little bit more about the traction on the supply side of the marketplace. So, you know, it sounds like there's a lot of investor money that's already, you know, kind of gone towards the platform. But how many properties do you actually have signed up today?
So currently we have 6 properties listed on the marketplace, and we have more up and coming. There has been, you know, a lot of interest from the real estate owners. But you know, one of the things is that with the pandemic, some of them became kind of uncertain about whether they actually want to try new things or they don't. But we kind of saw, you know, both sides of the coin. So while some people decided they'd rather stick to the traditional things they know, but then some other people actually got more excited about the new value that we can give them and new opportunities. So there is definitely some demand. I think we're also trying kind of not to bombard too many properties on the platform at the same time. So yeah, I would say there is plenty of interest from the real estate owners.
Rob, what would you like to ask Natalia today?
Natalia, I'm really fascinated by what you're doing, and I want to put myself in the shoes of a building owner to kind of dig in on the supply side. So you've released $11 million of liquidity from 6 buildings based on what you've described. As each of those customers will have had a desired liquidity amount that they're trying to get out of using your product. How close were those customers in achieving that desired liquidity amount? So let's say they wanted to release $1 million of liquidity on their building. How close to that target are you finding your customers getting so far?
Mm-hmm. So far the offerings are still ongoing, so they, you know, still have time to get the liquidity they want. I would say, you know, they're kind of 50% of where they want to be, because it also depends on the property owner. Some of them want to sell 100%, so it's a little bit more difficult for them. Some of them are happy with just releasing a little bit of equity and seeing how it goes. So it really depends on each offering.
Great, thanks, Rob. I think we have time for one more. So, Pocket, what's your question?
So my question is, with the fluctuation in the real estate market, and especially with the rising interest rate, like how do you actually price and value the real estate assets in the tokenization process?
Mm-hmm. So, we do, of course, look at their current valuation. We look at the valuations of the properties in the area and general for that asset class, how does it perform in the country? And we do, try to combine a real human valuation with one powered by AI so that we can sort of reduce the error to the minimum.
That's great. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you all the judges for those great questions. All right, great. Excited to introduce you to our next startup, and it's Fabien Lemeson of Bunny Money, a banking app for personal and workplace giving.
Hi everyone, I'm Fabien, the founder and CEO of Bunny Money, the first banking app for personal and workplace giving. A lot of Americans care. They also expect businesses to do more, including their bank. But they are disappointed. The experience is not great. In addition, as we stop using cash, online donations are on the rise. But unfortunately, because of the processing fees, billions are lost each year. Well, we think we can do better. Because every dollar matters, especially when you want to do good in this world. We also believe that everyone should give only what they can afford. That's why we started Bunny Money, an app to make savings and donations without any fees. With our app, you save for good. You set aside what's right for you, actually earn 1% interest, and then you can give to the causes you care about. So how does it work? Well, you can connect the app to your bank account. Our machine learning helps you optimize your savings based on your bank transaction and lifestyle. And then you can allocate a portion of your deposit to your favorite nonprofits. Simple. But there is more to it. What we are really building is a banking service for the communities where everyone has a wallet and can contribute to make an impact. Companies and shops can match donations from the individuals, for example. And that way, the nonprofit fundraise more directly and for free. In addition, they can also promote the app to their members and fundraise more. For the companies, they promote financial inclusion and offer matching gift programs, which is powerful. As an employee, it's simple. I download the app, enter my work email, and I find the nonprofit supported by my company, in addition to my favorite nonprofits. I have all donations in one place, which is super convenient. We are off to a great start. We are growing super fast. Our business model is straightforward. Users can pay what they want. Businesses can pay a subscription fee. Now, we plan to add more banking products and create Bunny Bank, a new brand. We want to add products such as impact investments, crypto donations, and of course, a card. And this is where the Bunny Money Visa partnership kicks in. Can you imagine a card that every time you use make a positive impact in the world? Introducing the Everywhere Impact Card, it either compensates your carbon footprint or rewards you for social businesses shopping. Let's take an example. You book some flight to Paris. Well, the card would automatically make a donation to a nonprofit that plant trees. Now, if you buy a t-shirt from a big corp brand, you get a 5% discount. You can also use the card to do rounds up to your favorite nonprofits. Well, all of that is doable, and we can roll out faster with Visa. We can, for example, use a merchant locator API and cross-reference big corp businesses. We can also look at the transaction categories and verify their impact. And together, we can support more nonprofits. Simple impact everywhere. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Use this QR code. You will get $10, but you will also support a startup. They will get $10 when you deposit $50. We are stronger together, especially as communities. Thank you.
Fantastic, Fabian. Thank you so much. Let's get to the judges' questions straight away here. Tiffany, do you have a question for Fabian today?
Thank you, Fabian, for that pitch, and what a powerful mission. I guess my question for you here is, if there's no fees, how do you monetize this product? What is your revenue plan?
Sure, great question. We have several revenue streams. So we suggest a contribution from the individuals. So that's one. We also plan to do a premium feature, especially as we do more like banking products. And then there is a subscription fee for the companies as they offer workplace giving. And as we scale, we can also get shared interest coming from the bank layer on all the deposits that flow into the platform.
Thanks, Tiffany. Edward, question for Fabian today.
Yeah, thank you, Fabian. Again, I love the mission. How are you going to focus on where you're going to go to market with the card product? I mean, there's a lot of issuers out there today. So what's your USP going to be when you go to market with a card solution on top of the existing donation app?
Yeah, we think that, having really like a account that really guarantees you impact when you use it, that a little bit your go-to card for making an impact would be really powerful, because you know that every time you use it, that would make a difference. And also for your donations on the app, consolidating all your donations is also very convenient for your tax preparation, for example, because you can have your year-end tax report. And so we think that could make really a difference there on top of the app.
I think it will. Certainly, it will. I guess the question is, where are you going to focus that? I mean, the market's very big, right? So, any thoughts on where specific market segments or verticals you would go to market right away with this solution?
And we started, 84% of the volunteers make donations, and second year make even more donations to the cause where they volunteer. And so we start to partner with membership-based communities and nonprofits. So they promote the app to their members and donors. And it's the first way for us to do a user acquisition. And then that's companies, where we think that there is a lot to do on the workplace giving side to really invite employees to contribute. So a little bit two waves, in fact, for us of acquisition. But we think it's important to build up at the beginning on the nonprofits and the communities.
Great. Thank you, Fabian. Good luck.
Thank you, Alex. Brittany, do you have a question for Fabian?
I do. First, Fabian, I love your mission for every dollar matters and saving for good. I think that really resonates. I think if I understood correctly about your card product, you're incentivizing and rewarding off of specific spend with different merchants, right? So I would love to hear a little bit more about how you're evaluating what the individual merchants are and which ones you're rewarding for the cardholders and encouraging them to continue to spend with those specific merchants.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. So we are thinking of really working with the B Corps certified companies to start with on social impact, and then the local businesses, and really develop rewards programs with them to really incite people to shop at their place. Basically, two options. One would be really rounded to nonprofits, local, selected by the shop. And the other one may be more like a discount for, again, buying ethical and sustainable products. That could be powerful. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Brittany. Rob, you have a question?
Yeah, I really love the mission, and I see a lot in the values aligned banking space. It's very much core to our mission at Daylight. I think the thing that I'm a little stuck on, and I'd love your thoughts on, is why this needs a card program at all. Card programs are expensive to run. They take time to reach revenue. And right now, investor mindsets have shifted from growth to path to profitability. And I'm just wondering why, in particular, the card program is so important to delivering on your mission and the value you want to create with your customers, and why you couldn't, for example, go with a Plaid integration or another open banking solution.
Well, I mean, customers want actually to use their account. I think that's, we get that from the research. And so it's really like to have the convenience of, being anywhere, be able to actually make a transaction, but still with like in mind, like having an impact. And so really coming from like, what people are actually doing on their everyday purchases and to be confident about it. So I think it's really at the core of like adding up a banking feature like that.
Great. Thanks all the judges for those great questions. Fabian, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's welcome Rachel Knepp of Mosaic, which is offering modern global payments for the creator economy.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Knepp. I'm the SVP of Growth and co-founder of Mosaic. Mosaic is a modern payment platform that helps creators all over the world get paid for doing what they love. We built Mosaic because 50 million creators co-created $104.2 billion of revenue last year, and 7 out of 10 of them aren't paid on time or even at all. And that's because 100% of the platforms don't support split payments. Split payments are a lot harder than they look. They require a lot of data and global reach. Whether creators are earning revenue from making music, video games, or selling things together online payouts haven't evolved the way creative teams have. These platforms have the ability for creators to add their personal or business bank account, but no way to add their co-creators and split up the payments to ensure everyone gets paid accurately. Mosaic gives creators the ability to define smart agreements with their collaborators, share valuable sales data, and automate payments anywhere in the world. And it works on top of existing payment platforms. Our API and white label B2B platform serves companies, marketplaces, and platforms that sell and distribute creators' work, as well as tools designed directly for creators to send and receive payments from their earnings via peer-to-peer. This is Naya. She's a designer in Brazil and works with video game makers in different countries to design characters for their games. Her team has agreed to split the revenue on recurring sales, but she doesn't have any visibility into how much her payment should be, when she will be getting paid, and if there's even an affordable way to receive the foreign funds. Naya has to pay up to 10% in fees using outdated services. And Naya isn't alone. There's millions of creators all over the world who have the same problem as her. So she uses Mosaic to create her smart contracts, split agreements, and invite collaborators to automate her payments every month. And because the platform is multi-wallet, everyone can choose their payment and payout methods. And Mosaic takes care of the rest. Payments are automated from here on out. And for Naya, she can see all of her splits, sales data, and revenue. Everything's in one place, her Mosaic dashboard. It's our mission to lower the barrier of entry for creators. We have a transaction fee-based revenue model to ensure fees are economical. Transaction fees are 1.75% plus 50 cents with a $20 cap in the US and an additional cross-border fee. We just closed $1.5 billion in payout volume with partners who serve 800 companies and over 2 million creators. This is in addition to $800 million in payout volume we've already closed. Today, creators get paid in about 2 to 3 days through Mosaic, but we can speed up that time frame using Visa Direct. We see paying out creative teams as a global problem and a global opportunity to partner with Visa. And like Visa, we really value financial inclusion for creators all over the world, especially those who don't have access to bank accounts. We see ourselves using Visa to give purchasing power to the unbanked through Visa card issuance and create transparent expense tracking through the Mosaic platform. We'd also like to use Visa Direct to power global instant payouts for our users to increase their cash flow. With Visa's reach, expertise, and brand recognition, and Mosaic's niche within the creator economy, we can bring this vision to life. Thank you for your time.
Great, thanks, Rachel. Let's get to some questions from our judges. Tiffany, do you have a question for Rachel?
Great, thank you for that, Rachel. Great space, exciting growth. Congratulations on the growth that you've seen so far. I guess my first question is about kind of KPIs and what you're targeting for measuring success, and how how that expects to influence kind of your roadmap and go forward strategy.
Yeah, great question. Our really core KPI is around velocity, payout volume. Because we are transaction fee based revenue model, the higher the velocity, the more money, more revenue we're going to make, right? So that's really a key KPI, as well as how many users our partners have as well. And on average, there's on average about 3 collaborators per artist or creator. So that's also a KPI, those multiples, artists versus their collaborators.
Thanks for the question, Tiffany. Edward, next up, what would you like to ask Rachel today?
Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, I was going to kind of continue on Tiffany's line of questioning. So the 2 million is a great number, but how long did it take you to get to 2 million? Was my first thought. Like, is that a year, 2 years, 3 years? What's been the trajectory to date, if you will, and how have you got there?
Yeah, great question. We actually did a pivot when the pandemic hit, and we really just kind of repurposed all of our tech to be solely about split payments, to really capture that ownership and automate those payments around the world. So it has taken about 2 years, and we're just now rolling out our API. So we have direct partnerships with some small partners right now that we've just directly integrated with them. And then now we are, now that we've rolled out our API, we're able to now board these larger partners that we've been working on, securing those deals.
Alex, any questions for Rachel?
Thanks, Rachel. Really interesting to learn more about the content creation space. I think I had just 2 questions around kind of payments and the revenue model, but one is just, are you guys processing your own payments, or do you guys work through other PSPs? And then the follow-up to that would be, does the revenue model for you guys vary at all based on the different payout option an end user chooses? So if they want to get paid in crypto versus ACH, does it fluctuate, or is it just kind of a flat transaction fee?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So we are actually an API layer on top of existing PayFacs, such as Stripe. Stripe is a partner of ours, Tipalti, and other PayFacs. So we maintain about 80% of those gross margins. We kind of refer to this strategy as multi-wallet, and it's really a key advantage for us. So when it comes to, having that partner, we're the API layer on top of existing PayFacs. So they're really doing, support, and then we have our own, they're doing support on compliance, and then we have our own compliance teams as well. And when it comes to crypto, in NFTs, we have built-in support for Bitcoin transactions. We realize that cryptocurrencies can really reduce cross-border payment fees. They're not utilized as securities within Mosaic, though. And we're also testing NFTs around containing splits data on the blockchain.
Fantastic. Thanks. Thanks for that question. Thanks to the judges for all those questions. And thank you, Rachel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to the startups for those great pitches. Now, audience members, it's your turn. Scan the QR code on your screen to vote for your favorite startup. That startup with the most votes will win $10,000 in prize money. You have 2 minutes to vote, so vote. Remember to come back to listen to our special guest, Senator Sarah McBride, the highest ranking transgender elected official in United States history. While judges deliberate, we have a very special guest. A warm welcome to Senator Sarah McBride. Over to you, Senator McBride.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Hi, everyone. Happy Pride. I am so thrilled to join you all for the Visa Everywhere initiative this Pride Month. Every June, we not only commemorate how far we've come as a community and the progress that we've made and recommit ourselves to the work ahead of us, but every Pride Month, every June, I can't help but also reflect on our own individual progress, our own individual journeys to not only living authentically, but increasingly in this world being able to dream big dreams and pursue those dreams, which is exactly what today is about. I've known that I'm transgender my entire life. Some of my earliest memories are of lying in my bed at night praying that I would wake up the next day and be myself, that my family would still be proud of me, that my friends would still be my friends, and that I could still dream big dreams. But as a young person, as I looked around the world, as I looked online, as I read the history books, I saw that no one like me had ever really made it very far, at least no one who was out. And I began to wonder whether the heart of my community and the heart of my country would be big enough to love someone like me. I didn't have examples about trans people who were happy, healthy, embraced by their communities and pursuing their dreams. And as a young person, the idea that you could be both out and dream big dreams, they seemed mutually exclusive. It seemed so impossible that it was almost incomprehensible. And as they say, it's hard, particularly as a young person, to be what you can't see. And so I kept my gender identity buried deep inside. I told myself if I could help make a difference for other people, that those experiences would somehow fill the void and heal the pain in my life, would somehow address that feeling that I think is very difficult for folks who aren't trans to understand when you're trans and in the closet, help address that unwavering homesickness, that ache in the pit of my stomach that would only go away when I could be seen and affirmed as myself. But as I grew up, that homesickness, that pain, it only grew with time and distance. And as I entered college and had the experience in college of being student body president, getting elected my sophomore year, having this opportunity to do all the things that I told myself would help to fill that void and heal that pain of making a difference and making a change for people that I cared so deeply about, I realized that doing that work, as fulfilling as it was professionally, would not heal the pain. In fact, it would only exacerbate it. It would only reinforce that I was living my one life as someone that I wasn't. And so I came out. I came out to my family and my friends, and eventually I came out to my campus community in an op-ed in the student newspaper. I was scared at the time. I thought I was giving up on any future. But with the courage and confidence of my family and friends, I was able to witness something incredible. Long before the transgender tipping point, I came out, and what I experienced wasn't what I feared. What I experienced was a deluge of messages of love and support and, yes, celebration. And as wonderful as that experience was, what was true then and what remains true today is that it's still far too unique for far too many LGBTQ people. And at the end of the day, it shouldn't be a privilege to be able to keep your family or keep your friends or be able to pursue your dreams once you come out. And so I began working first in advocacy and then running for office because I want to build a world where everyone can live their lives to the fullest, where everyone can live openly, whether you're LGBTQ or not, and pursue your dreams, reach your full potential, be in a community you love, find love, and do work that you love. And that work only became more important to me when I fell in love with the man who would become my future husband, Andrew, a transgender man who was diagnosed with cancer. After getting radiation, chemotherapy, and surgery, he got a clean bill of health. He had come out in college. He, at that point, at 27, should have had a whole life of possibilities and potential before him. But then he received the news that every cancer patient fears. His cancer was back, it spread, and for him, it was terminal. When he found out that he didn't have much time left, he asked me to marry him. We married on the rooftop of our apartment building in front of family and friends. And then just 4 days after that, he passed away. And I share that story with you because loving and knowing Andy left me profoundly changed. More than anything else, my relationship with Andy underscored for me that change cannot come fast enough. That we must feel every Pride Month, but every month of the year, what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. Because every single time we ask anyone to sit back and allow for a slow conversation to take place before we treat them with dignity and ensure them opportunity, we are asking people to watch their one life pass by without the respect and fairness that everyone deserves. And that is too much to ask of anyone. We have witnessed and experienced historic progress as a community, particularly in the last 2 decades. But we are facing unprecedented challenges and significant attacks, particularly against LGBTQ young people. But what I am reminded of this Pride Month, what I think about this Pride Month, is that it has always been in our biggest challenges that we take our most significant steps forward. And that is what we will do this year, this Pride, as we have done from the flames of violence at the Stonewall Inn, through the height of the HIV and AIDS epidemic, through the depressing years of marriage ban after marriage ban passing in states across the country. We will continue to fight. We will continue to come out. We will continue to open hearts and change minds. We will continue to get stronger. We will continue to do what we celebrate today with the Visa Everywhere initiative, which is our own personal progress. What you are doing, each and every one of you, in pursuing your dreams. Because what you are doing is not just living your own life to the fullest. What you are doing is also blazing trails for young people. What you are doing is demonstrating to those young people that you can not only live your truth, but dream big dreams at the same time. They are seeing what they can be because of you all, because of the work of the Visa Everywhere initiative, of uplifting entrepreneurs of all backgrounds, and this month focusing in on the LGBTQ community. You are the personification of our progress. And what you are doing and pursuing your dreams and blazing trails for others to follow behind you, it is not only life affirming, it is not only life changing, but for a lot of these LGBTQ young people, it is life changing. Every single day, with a simple but radical act of living openly and doing big things, you are demonstrating, you are perpetuating change that once seemed so impossible that it was incomprehensible, but today is both reality and possibility. And if we've done that before, we can continue to do it with your help, with your authenticity, with your work, with this initiative. So thank you all very much. Happy Pride, and back to you, Andrew.
Thanks so much, Senator McBride, for those timely remarks and story. Such an inspiration to us all. You're a real hero. And let's welcome back our 5 finalists. Let's bring them out. There they are. I know everyone's nervous. I'm nervous and excited for them, so they must be nervous and excited as well. Senator McBride talked about dreaming big dreams. So, hopefully some dreams are going to be fulfilled right now. And to help with that, I'm very, very pleased to welcome a very special guest, Erin Purcell, who's the Vice President of New Business Development for FinTech and Inclusive Client Partnerships at Visa North America. She's really the driving force behind the Everywhere Initiative Special Editions. How are you, Erin?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me. And hello to everyone out there.
Are you nervous and excited like I am?
I'm very excited. I'm not nervous. I'm very excited.
Okay.
And inspired.
That works as well. Well, look, thanks for spearheading these special editions, and the entire Everywhere Initiative is just fantastic. And of course, before we get to the overall winner, the votes are in on our audience winner. Thank you to everybody for voting out there. We couldn't have done it without your votes and your participation. And the audience winner is going to get $10,000. So very exciting there as well. And Erin, you get the pleasure of announcing the winner here. Go for it.
I do. Thank you, Andrew. So before we announce the audience favorite, I just wanted to take a minute to really celebrate how incredible it is to see all this amazing work being done. I'm so inspired, like I said, and like Fabian said a little earlier, when we work together, we can make real and lasting change. And in making a positive impact, we can uplift everyone everywhere, which is exactly what Visa's mission is all about. And one of the ways that we really hope to help uplift minority communities is by launching these special editions of our Visa Everywhere initiative. So far this year, we've held events specifically focused on the Black community, on women, and here today, the focus is on uplifting the LGBTQ plus community. It's been really great getting to know more about the fintechs in this space and getting to know each one of our companies today. We know it's not easy to be an entrepreneur, and it is even more difficult if you're a minority founder. Visa's rooting for all of you here today, and I just wanted to say thank you to all of the startups who've applied. And then also, just a really quick thank you to Start Out for your partnership. Those who aren't familiar with Start Out, they are a nonprofit organization specifically LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs and businesses with the focus of driving economic empowerment. So for now, the moment you've been waiting for, the audience favorite. The startup with the most votes from our audience goes to, drum roll, Fabian LeMason of Bunny Money.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Fabian.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
How do you feel?
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I don't know, a little bit overwhelmed, I guess, but yeah, thank you, everyone, for supporting us, and I guess merci if there are people from France as well. Yeah, it's fantastic, and give even more feel even more empowered, I guess, to make an impact and support the communities, but also women and LGBTQ communities, and also fight against change. I think we have a lot to do there. So feeling overwhelmed, but yeah, thank you.
No, thrilled for you, Fabian. Have you thought a little bit about how you're going to deploy the funds and how you're going to use the money for the company?
Yeah, I guess to accelerate a little bit our roadmap, support more again communities with some exciting features, and we want to facilitate the way people can give, and of course looking at cards and partnership with Visa as well to impact more there. So the funds will really help with that.
That's great. Congratulations, Fabian.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we have the big award left. The overall winner is going to receive $10,000 in prize money, has the opportunity to partner with Visa. Erin, over to you.
Yes, thank you again. And thank you to all of our judges today for joining us and helping us decide who the winner of this competition is going to be. I know how hard it is to pick just one. We want everyone to win. For the contestants, Daniel, Natalia, Evelyn, Fabian, and Rachel, you're doing such great work, so inspiring to watch what you guys are doing. It's such important work. So congratulations. You all did a fantastic job today. But there can be only one winner. And so after very careful consideration, the judges have decided that the overall winner of the LGBTQ plus Visa Everywhere initiative this year goes to Mosaic. Congratulations, Rachel.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, Rachel.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you and the entire
so
team at
much.
Mosaic. It's so great.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. This is awesome. My team is right here.
That's great. You have the team there to share this great award. Have you thought a little bit about how you might spend some of the money to help grow the company more?
Yeah, I mean, everything goes back into the company. We are actually hiring. We're making, we just finished our new hiring plan. And so it's, that money will definitely help go into that, and just, building our team now. So we're so excited. This is, such a thrill, such an honor.
That's great. And I also want to really reiterate Erin's comments about congratulations to all the finalists. It's a great achievement to get to this point. And congratulations to all of our winners.
Thank you.
And a big thank you to all of our judges and all of our finalists. And a very big congratulations to our winners. And finally, thank you to you, our audience, for being part of the LGBTQ plus edition of the Visa Everywhere Initiative 2022. To learn more about the Visa Everywhere Initiative, visit visa.com/Everywhere Initiative. I'm your host, Andrew Ianni. Have a great day and happy Pride, everybody.
Yay. Thank you.